Good afternoon. My name is Matthew Levison. This is Matthew Chigas, and we are ProjectPACE, a personalized approach to countering extremism. On Facebook, an article in 2015 said that everything before 2015, there were over 3,000 individuals that went from the United States to go and fight for ISIS. Now, as that number continues to increase, we have to do what we need to do to take deliberate and tactical action in order to stop the people from the United States from going over to fight for ISIS, so we don't lose another 3,000 people. Now, if you have any sort of knowledge base or understanding on terrorism trends or terrorism in general, you'd be able to identify immediately that the information I just told you is completely false. And rather, there's only been about 300 individuals that have ever gone to fight for ISIS in the United States.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Misinformation is real. It's in the media right now, and it affects countless of individuals every day. Now, in the inclusion of biased reporting from unreasonable or specified sources such as Facebook, the lack of conversation on topic areas within terrorism such as biases and stereotypes, as well as the absence of materials in school curriculums, and the information overload of high-level academic, highbrow information creates what they're called knowledge gaps. And these knowledge gaps allows people to be victimized by misinformation because they're not able to identify what's right and what's wrong.
So as Matt had mentioned, the presence of biased reporting and the lack of that kind of material in schools leaves pretty much anybody vulnerable to be susceptible to misinformation. Our specific target group, however, is 13 to 25-year-olds, more specifically vulnerable and at-risk populations. The original idea for ProjectPACE came from a survey that over 450 people in this target audience took, and they were asked the question, what is one question that you feel uncomfortable asking in a public setting about terrorism or extremism? That survey came from an internship that we did here at the Center for Terrorism and Security Studies, where we were tasked with coming up with a domestic initiative or idea that we could put forth in a competition in Washington, D.C. between 50 other schools that was funded by the Department of Homeland Security, Facebook, and Adventure Partners. From these 50 schools, ProjectPACE was able to take second place in that competition. Our website, here's a quick screen grab, can essentially be thought of as an online platform that distills this highbrow or high-level academic content that Matt mentioned into digestible and easily accessible and readable material by people in this target group. Our most innovative feature is a quiz. Users come on, they take this quiz, it identifies those knowledge gaps that Matt had mentioned and brings them specifically to the spots on the website that apply to those knowledge gaps. And that's where it becomes personalized and tailored to their needs. Social media is our main engagement strategy. This is how we interact with most people and drive them towards our website. The other advantage of social media is it allows us to stay up to date due to its rapid nature. So as these events are happening worldwide that relate to terrorism and extremism, we're able to provide context to them and drive users to the specific spots on our website that apply to what's going on. As you can see here, we've reached almost 500,000 people in 20+ countries on every continent except Antarctica. In-person events are also very important to us. Even though we're an online platform, that organic growth, meeting and interacting with individuals on a local level really helps us. We've had the opportunity to meet with more than 250 students in presentation and co-teaching settings. We look forward to using the in-person model to continue to grow and engage with our community, and then also set up a campus ambassador program on college campuses and a high school club model in the high schools, so that we can drive that engagement, but also get our users to help generate content for us and continue to answer that one question of what they want to see to help us drive content.
Matt and I are really looking forward to, over the next multiple years, decades, to take ProjectPACE and create it into the business, the fruitful business that we both know it has the potential to be. Now, Difference Makers is only the beginning for us. As we move forward and to solidify our primary campaign strategy for ProjectPACE, as well as receive more market research and expert feedback, we are hopeful and we are very excited that ProjectPACE will become the face for providing a personalized approach to countering misinformation and, in turn, terrorism. We thank you for this incredible opportunity, and that we hope that we can receive the support from you to take ProjectPACE to the next level. Thank you.
Thanks very much, you guys.
Can we ask questions?
Yeah. 10 minutes, right?
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep. So where does your content come from today?
So basically, if we go back, so it was last January we started this internship. and from scratch, had no idea what we were doing, and we did a survey of about 450 individuals in our target audience, basically asking them that one question: what's one question that you'd be too afraid to ask in public or in person about terrorism or violent extremism? Basically something you would Google and then could lead you to misinformation online. And so we took those 450 responses and did a thematic analysis, distilling them to 7 different topic areas, basically 7 overarching topic areas. And within those 7 overarching topic areas, we did all of the research to answer a bunch of questions that came up in those 7 different topic areas. We wrote 40 different articles. We collected all the information, wrote the articles, and put them up on the website, which then allowed people to access them through taking the quiz or just browsing the website.
So let me expand on her question.
Sure. Yes, sir.
So how do you understand the information you're putting up is accurate?
So,
Where's it coming from?
do you want to take that one?
Yeah, so we looked at it as we've been fortunate enough to have a very rigorous academic education here at UMass Lowell, and we're very aware of the terrorism scene as a result of this, and we learned a lot about some of those gaps and some of the misinformation that's out there. So what we did is almost like a school assignment, read through peer-reviewed journals, articles, government sources, reputable and reliable things, summarized and vetted out that content into these, they're sort of like blog posts, is a good way to think about them, that people can actually read. So not only does that come from reputable information first, but we also consult with experts in the field and professors here to make sure that what we're putting up is accurate and veracious content.
So you have a vetting process, an
Yeah.
ongoing vetting process?
Yes, ma'am.
But it's gonna be something that you could spend a lot of time, because
Right.
the information changes every day.
Right,
So
yeah,
you-
and we have had to go back and revise. We have written things and had people look at some of our content, and they've asked us to go back and take a deeper look, which obviously we appreciate as an important part, but yes, it's very time consuming, because like I said, it's basically like doing school assignments, it's research projects,
Yeah.
kind of every time we want to do this.
Right.
So that does take the bulk of our time, and generating that content is kind of what we end up focusing on.
So what kind of metrics do you guys measure to understand how successful you are, how well you're reaching people?
So with the competition last semester that we, 2 semesters ago rather, in the spring, we had to show behavioral and cognitive change. And so it was basically we were looking for statistics in the website and all that stuff. And so we did coding. We personally coded and created our own website, so we were able to actually see all the statistics that go along with it. We had about 1,000 users in about a 3-month time frame, and we got a 20% return rate, which meant that people were coming back to the website, because the overall goal is that we wanted to give people the inspiration to take control of their education rather than just letting it pass by, information pass by. So this 20% return rate, it was actually 20%, which translated to 200 people were actually logging back on to their accounts, retaking the quiz, and rereading the information to show that people were feeling like this was an accurate way to get resources and get information.
Sure, and then is there, I haven't seen your site, but is there a mechanism for folks to comment and talk about what they've learned?
So that, just because of the time constraint, we haven't implemented that yet, but this is one of the things that we are looking at
Yeah,
implementing.
that might make
But
a
then
little sense.
monitoring that would be.
Right.
Right, that's one of our main
Right,
challenges,
exactly.
is making sure that our idea doesn't get hijacked by people on
I
the
just-
comments feed.
You know, you hate to
Right.
say it, but you go on Twitter, somebody tweets something that could be the nicest thing in the world, and you have 50,000 comments from their enemies
Right.
that have nothing to do with anything they're putting up there,
Yeah,
right?
we'd like to get to that
So-
point, and ultimately maybe even have that one question on our website so that people can kind of fill in and keep those questions coming in of that new content that they would like to see. So we'd like to
So
get to
you've got a
that.
process in place where the comments come in, you approve them, and then you post them.
Most of
Just
them
so
are
you
through
don't get-
social media,
yeah.
Right.
but yes,
Yeah, the same with social.
exactly. And we have people monitoring, we monitor it, our team monitors like the social media accounts to make sure everything's up to date and no one's posting anything.
What are you getting, like 300 visits per month?
So on Facebook, we have about 1,200 followers, and so we get about 33% of that as views per month, per month, yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah, a little bit over half of the drive to our website comes from people who click through from the social media links.
Is it mostly Facebook, or is it Twitter also?
Facebook's really heavy, Instagram and Twitter were kind of neck and neck. I believe, the numbers off the top of my head are kind of hard to remember, but I believe that in that time frame we got like 167,000 impressions just from Twitter, and that was one of the things that we just started doing towards the end we implemented, but that's definitely something that we want to engage more in.
And make sure you get the right hashtags still, because
Yeah,
that'll
so
get
That's the
you,
main
that will
thing, yeah.
get you out there.
Exactly.
I wonder if there's a way to measure how how much is being absorbed? Because you get metrics as far as how frequently they come back, how many pages they're on, that sort of thing. You haven't taken a test in the beginning.
It's
I
very,
wonder if there's another,
that is, so another thing, because this internship that we did initially was a 3-month thing, and so we only had enough time to
Yeah.
create and everything.
Yeah.
But one of the things we had mentioned was the idea of a post-quiz, or a way to show that behavioral change or that cognitive change,
Right,
to
right.
show that the information is actually doing something, because the way it works is you take the quiz, each quiz question correlates to a different topic area on the website. So if you get a question wrong, you're prompted at the end to say, hey, if, like there's a question that has a bunch of pictures of different terrorists or people
Yeah.
that look like terrorists and says identify which one of the terrorists. And they click all the people that look like terrorists, and then they're prompted at the end to say, you should probably look at biases and stereotypes because you have an issue with that. And then they read a bunch of different articles, see which one they like, whatever, and sort of piques their interest. So yeah, that's definitely something we want.
So you talked a little bit about in-person events and things like that. Are you planning, let's say, a conference or anything like that, where you bring speakers in and some of the folks whose information that you're presenting here? You guys ever thought of anything
Yeah,
like that?
we've thought about that, we've talked about that. We'd like to get a little bit more content on our website and have our website a little bit more squared away and locked down before we do something like that. But yeah, we'd definitely like to create some kind of event, probably here at the school, that could get some of these experts that we've worked with, maybe some of the professors that we utilize here.
Yeah, get
Because
them
we have
up
a
front.
great staff in the security studies department. So we'd be very interested in something like that for sure.
That's great. idea.
So besides getting funded, guys, what's your next big milestone?
Well,
What's the
I
next thing
mean,
you're focused on?
like we said, yeah, the difference makers and this funding right here is just the beginning. We know there's going to be a lot more things that we're looking forward to doing, like moving on forward. I've made the decision recently that following my graduation this fall, I'm going to be doing this full time, and so this is going to be my go-to. This as well as another project I'm working on. But the main goal for this is to solidify this campaign strategy to be able to start pushing it back out into schools, and because that was because we were basically a grassroots campaign. We started here, started very local, and we're not looking to expand too fast because we've seen other people do that and it just hasn't worked out. And so we're really working to solidify the context we have locally
Yeah.
in order to gradually and naturally build.
I know very little about getting paid on the internet. I know a lot of people get paid on YouTube, and a lot of people get paid from advertising. How are you going to get paid?
It's a great question. I have other jobs as well that I'm working on. I have a lot of money saved, which is great. Yeah.
There's got to be some type of a revenue
Oh,
generator.
yeah.
in a lot of
Oh, I'm
places,
sorry. Yeah,
right?
that's a great question. Thank you.
Okay.
So we have two different. Yeah. So we have through this.
There you go.
That's a great question. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
And so these are just a couple of projections. This is, I guess, is a great way to put it through. We're looking to create an application, and basically, sort of one of the things that we've been toying with is obviously a for-profit model, and it being a free application to start, and then for people to receive the content that we have to break it down into different topic areas. So one topic area could be terrorism and violent extremism, and we could expand into possibly economics if we have people that join the team that are economics majors or experts in that field, or politics, religion, so on and so forth, where there's misinformation all the time in those topic areas. And so to do that, if you want a monthly access to that topic area, as Matt said, if we get more content onto the website, that's 99 cents. Let's say people get 3, like let's say we have terrorism or criminal justice, and then we have maybe mental illness could be another topic area, or economics. Let's say we have 3 topic areas. If we get to, like we said, we've reached out to 250 students. If we do that in 10 schools, we get about 2,500 users. 2,500 users spending 99 cents, 7,500 times. We're getting about 12 months, about $90,000. It's a very small group of people spend about $3 a month to be able to receive this information. Just one of the things that we've been looking at.
Yeah, as Matt was saying, that question that we're asking, what is one uncomfortable question about terrorism or extremism, it's totally scalable to any uncomfortable topic that people want to learn more about, that they appreciate the anonymity that our website provides, where they can come, get this content that's vetted out, that's healthy for them to be engaged with without necessarily having to have a face-to-face interaction or be potentially embarrassed online or something like that.
So if you could get this into, let's say, every college that you go to, they have, a set of core courses that you have to take. One of them is around these topics. If you can get this as part of that curriculum, if you go to high schools, no kid is going to want to pay 99 cents to learn about terrorism. But if you go to the college and you get it into the curriculum, now they have to buy it anyways for their class. So, it might be only short-term revenue for a year. but you'll have that sustainability as every freshman class comes
Right.
in.
Right.
So he could build this up and have really good, solid content and up-to-date content. Now you start to actually sell it to the schools.
Right.
That's
Absolutely.
part
Yeah,
of
so
their
that's,
curriculum.
that's our milestone right there, is to
Yeah.
square away and tighten up everything on our website so that we can come up with that scalable model to go to high schools and colleges
Yeah, high
and
schools
pitch
aren't
this.
gonna
I'd
buy
even-
it.
Yeah,
It's
Uh,
called- it's
Call-
gonna be the
it's mainly an
freshman-
institutional product, absolutely.
Right.
I mean, you may even have them, you may even want to think about adding to your site, I don't know, an educational tab for anybody that's studying this as well. Important information for students that are studying security or terrorism or whatever. Add some additional information on there, like, and that would be something they would subscribe to as
Exactly.
a college
Yeah,
student.
right.
Yeah,
Because
it's
it has
an
content in it that will help them
augmentation
with their
tool
classwork.
for.
Something to think about, and it's the same
Absolutely.
similar content, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So, that's an awesome idea, guys. This is
Yeah.
really nice.
Thank you,
Appreciate
yeah,
it.
thank you guys so much.